Hi YouTube. Today I thought I'd look at something a bit different. I was speaking to my mate not too long ago and he straight up asked me which Android TV box would I recommend. Now I'm the tech guy, so I often get asked these sort of questions. But I was stumped. It's not something I ever really looked into. And if you would look into liking and subscribing to this channel, it'd be most appreciated. So I thought in today's video I would answer this question and throw it out there for anybody else who gets asked these sort of questions. So Con, this one's for you. At number 5 we have the Xiaomi Mi Box S. Now I love the look of this little thing. Placed next to my TV, the all black, it will just blend right in. And with a Chromecast built in, it's a great little feature. It certainly packs a punch. As long as all you want to do is watch some movies. Throw a few games at this and you could see some slowdown. Also, with no Ethernet port, you have to just make sure this is placed in a strong Wi-Fi spot for best results. Running on Android 8.1 and coming with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.0 and a single USB 2.0 port, 2GB of RAM and 8GB of storage, it's not perfect, but it's a great little lightweight all-round box, coming in at a nice price. At number 4, I've gone with the Q+, specifically the 4GB RAM model. Now this, along with my next entry, is a bit of a minefield, so be careful out there. Amazon have a lot of these relatively cheap Android boxes and a lot of different sellers selling them. Try to make sure that whenever you purchase something, it's from a reputable seller. So why the Q+? I mean, just look at it. The looks are not for everyone and it can stand out in your living room, but that cool sleek design with that RGB really makes it stand out. Running on Android 9 and coming with an Ethernet port, Wi-Fi, one USB 3.0 and one USB 2.0, 4GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, this striking box packs a punch, though it is missing Bluetooth. At 3 we have the Truewell Android box, more commonly known as the T95, and we're looking at the T95 Max Plus. They like to just add adjectives to the end of product names now. But I can't hate on it because this is the budget option, and if you're on a budget, there's not much more you could ask for. The small lightweight design with the almost tartan crisscross design stands out while disappearing into the background. Running on Android 9 with an Ethernet port, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.0, a USB 3.0 and a 2.0 port, they're very handy on this small device. With 4GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, we are seeing a very similar specs to the Q+, but in a cheaper overall package. So it comes down to either the design or the price and which one fits you. At number 2 we have the Fire TV Cube, which as you may have guessed is a cube from Amazon, and as such it gets the bells and whistles that you would expect at a very competitive price, and with Alexa built in, the centerpiece, you can control your TV with just your voice, which is great when it's just you, not so great at parties. But I do love the Fire Cube. I have the old Fire TV box at home which I still use many years later, but my major drawback is Amazon's insistence on having its own app store. Now, you will have your YouTube, Netflix and Twitch, but there are so many other things that are sadly missing. Thankfully you can sideload apps, it's just a longer process than it needs to be. As far as specs, it runs on its own Fire TV OS, a variation of Android. There is of course Wi-Fi, an Ethernet port for an included adapter, Bluetooth 5.0 a first so far, but no USB ports. There is a micro but no USB? What I haven't discussed on others that I feel I must start here is the longevity. The processor and GPU, while it's numbers on the page, this is from Amazon, and unlike everything else on this list, you're almost guaranteed that it will last and perform. As I said, I have the first generation Fire TV released in 2014 and I still use it. Sure, it's showing its age, but it hasn't ground to a halt and it's still up and running today. At the top spot is the Nvidia Shield. I mean, could it be anything different? The Nvidia Shield is the pinnacle of Android TV boxes, and it has been for years. Since the original was released back in 2015, nothing has even come close. And with the Pro, that gap has just widened. It's what you should think when you think Android TV box, or just smart TV box. Running on Android 9.0 with a Chromecast 4K built-in, Gigabyte Ethernet, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.0, dual USB 3.0s, HDMI 2.0, 3GB of RAM and 16GB of storage, Wow, it has everything. A quick processor and GPU which will serve for years to come. 4K ready like the Fire Cube, but it comes with upscaling, taking your older media up a few notches. And coming from Nvidia, it is no slouch when it comes to games. With its own game controller and Nvidia GeForce Now, which is Nvidia's game streaming service baked in, this is more than just a TV box. The issue is the price. It's the best, but you're paying top dollar for that privilege. So, tell me in the comments which one is right for you. I hope you liked the video, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you next time.